Okay, I may have gone a bit overboard this year, but when it comes to pumpkins, I just can't help myself. I love the colors, I love the textures, and I love the general feeling of coziness you get when you're surrounded by pumpkins. For those of you that don't know, I'm an October baby, and this time of year has always been my favorite. I have a ton of fond memories of going out and picking pumpkins and then carving them on my birthday. One of my favorite things to do around this time of year is decorate my home to make it feel extra autumnal. Though I'm really trying to work on being more sustainable this year, especially when it comes to the holidays. It's really easy to get caught up in all the fun and cheap autumn and Halloween decor they sell at craft stores like Hobby Lobby and Michael's, but I'm trying to make a commitment to stay away from that stuff. I really want my home to reflect the autumn harvest and be more in line with how our pagan ancestors would celebrate this time of year. So for me, that means decorating with natural materials such as corn, apples, and of course, pumpkins. Pumpkins are a really important part of pagan harvest celebrations, especially here in America where Samhain is celebrated by pagans and witches across the country. And Samhain's more consumerist cousin, known of course as Halloween, is celebrated by the majority of Americans, and pumpkins are really the quintessential Halloween symbol. Of course, pumpkins are a plant that is harvested during autumn, which makes it really a great symbol for the autumn harvest. But when it comes to the tradition of carving pumpkins, we have the Irish to thank for that. The tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns comes from an Irish myth about the figure called Stingy Jack. Jack made a deal with the devil and was forced to roam the land for eternity after he died. The Irish would carve demonic faces known as jack-o'-lanterns to scare away this wandering spirit. Interestingly, the Irish would carve these faces on turnips as pumpkins weren't really native to the region. When Irish immigrants came to America, they brought the tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns with them and started using pumpkins instead. So for my two pumpkins that will be used for carving, I have here a traditional jack-o'-lantern pumpkin, and I also have this one, which is white with orange veining. I also picked up a few other varieties of pumpkins to be used for decorating my home. My favorite would probably be this really knobbly green one called a Chioggia squash. I also have a couple other green pumpkins. I have this beautiful pale green one called a Fairytale Pumpkin, and I have this pumpkin with light and dark green stripes called a Camo squash. One of the more distinctive varieties I got is this turban squash. I really love the odd shape and the combination of the green and orange coloring. The last two pumpkins I purchased is this beautiful white one called an Enchantment Pumpkin and this orangey green one called a Fairytale Pumpkin. And I also love the variety in different gourds, so I picked up a couple of those as well. I have this very knobbly looking one called a Monster Gourd, and I have this beautiful speckled gourd called a Swan Gourd. I haven't decided where I'm going to put all my pumpkins and gourds yet. I'll probably display a few in the kitchen and a few outside on my balcony. So I'm gonna go do that now, but I wanna say thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Bye.